Hello, it is Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. I'm Chris Primo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Wednesday puzzle, and it is a new month. Welcome to June. It's also a puzzle with some circles in the grid, which is exciting to me. I always enjoy that. And this Be-Circled edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by David Innes, Josh Lucas, and as always, the inestimable Hood Monster and the invaluable Timothy Mark. So thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for supporting this channel directly. And as I said, it's a new month, so the Patreon month as well has ticked over. If you've been waiting for that to investigate the Patreon campaign, you can find that at patreon.com/dailysolve, and there's a link in the description field underneath the video. Of course, if you are a benefactor, like those thanked at the beginning of each video, you get access to the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses coffee mug. But becoming a patron at any level gets you all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date and the new ones that go up each week. And it being a new month, there are some new monthly bonuses I'll need to work on in the coming days and weeks. So look forward to those. And thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to everybody, of course, who's backed the Patreon campaign at any level. And shall we move on to today's Wednesday puzzle? Why not? This is a Wednesday crossword, so a themed puzzle, and we can see it does indeed have those circled cells, so something is going on there. I always enjoy that. And it was constructed by Chase Dittrich, Chase's fourth puzzle. I looked that up earlier. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving, as the prompt suggests. Okay, damn right. Amen? Let's check the crosses and see if that works. Digital clock, yes, it might be. Digital clock toggle, AM, FM. When doubled, seafood burger choice. Mahi mahi is a fish that I guess is maybe used in burgers. And some causes of stubbornness, egos, perhaps. And Switch Maker, the Nintendo Switch, is a video game console. So let's just look at the crosses there. Amen looks right. Holiday Trio with the Magi, the three wise men. Oh, this looks odd. Info not typically found in the yellow pages. I want this to be phone number, but there's this F is sort of... Oh, no. Digital clock... sorry, I was thinking AM, FM as in a clock radio, but it's AM, PM. Sorry, I was thinking... This must be theme related, but you'd think if there was something strange going on, the F would be the letter that's circled. Sorry. Anyway, so info not typically found in the yellow pages. Phone number? Home phone number. There we go. Very good. Very clever. So information not typically found in the yellow pages. Phone number is indeed typically found in the yellow pages. Do the yellow pages do they still publish the yellow pages? Sort of directory of local business phone numbers. In any case, we need the circled letters in order to actually identify the true answer to the clue, which is home phone number is typically not available in the yellow pages. Very clever. So this is, unlike many recent puzzles, we actually really do need to incorporate the theme in order for the answer to actually be accurate at all. All right, let's keep going. Sonata finale, often. A rondo, perhaps? Sonata being a musical form and a rondo being a common component of it. I think that's right. What a lizard's tail can do is regrow. Only living creature in the genus Dromaeus. An emu. I think that's some kind of dinosaur-related thing, but couldn't tell you much more than that, or any more than that, in fact. Let's check the crosses and make sure that emu is correct. Mark in the World Golf Hall of Fame. Okay, well, that's not the most useful thing to me. A little treasure could be a gem. Broccoli Rob is a... Well, I was going to say a type of broccoli. I assume it is a type of broccoli. It's a vegetable. But is it one of those things like a koala bear where it's not actually a bear? I actually don't know. City near Provo Bay. Orem is a city in Utah. That's a fairly obscure geographical clue, I would say. I just happen to know this because It's because I know somebody who moved to Provo. Okay. Vintage military planes are warbirds, maybe? And so here we have Mark O'Meara in the World Golf Hall of Fame. And actually, I think I've seen that in a crossword before, so I'm fairly certain that's correct. Here we have Washington Post, an embassy, a post meaning you could be posted to an embassy in another country. It's often referred to as an ambassadorial post. Like produce in the produce aisle often misted. I suppose vegetables in a grocery store could have a periodic mist sprayed over them. Some reef dwellers could be eels. Mathematician Lovelace, Ada Lovelace, the pioneering mathematician and arguably early computer scientist. Surreptitiously say 26 across, say. Surreptitiously. So 26 across looks like I do. So in other words, if you surreptitiously get married or say I do, you elope. And I just realized we skipped this little 3x3 square up here. So let's try and fill this out. Word with snow or bank. Snow day, bank day? It doesn't really work. Let's check some crosses. Rescue tool at a crash site. Jaws of life? Maybe? To sort of help remove debris and things to get people out of a crash area. Word with snow or bank, right? Maybe not, I don't know. Kerfuffle is an ado, a whole kerfuffle. To become one is to wed, as in, for example, to elope. Lines that lift. Odes. Good, that's a clue I've not seen before for odes, the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword. Lines that lift, in other words, they're uplifting, they elevate their subject, odes. Okay, main section of text could be body text. Snow job or bank job, there we go. Okay, fair enough. Railroad stops are stations, STNs, and it tells us flat out that it's an abbreviation. Creative activity for grade schoolers. Is this crafts something maybe? Arts and crafts, right, here we go. So just as here we had home before phone number, here we have arts before and crafts. So arts and crafts, very good. Very nice, well-constructed puzzle and theme. Rice dish infused with saffron. Paella. Saffron, a classic ingredient in paella. Neighbor of Ireland would be here in England, I guess. Neighbor across the Irish Sea, anyway. Scandinavian-inspired shoe brand. Don't know. Language spoken in the Canadian prairies. I wonder if it's Cree. That would seem plausible to me. A Cree language. And aspect, well, you could say, well, in that aspect, in that regard, so maybe that's the answer. Often helps to sort of put words in a sentence to try and come up with how they might be using it. Shoulder's place. A road, a shoulder on that you pull over into the shoulder of a road, the sort of bit that isn't meant for driving. It's not a very good explanation. Instinctive behavior for a mother to be, the nesting instinct. You hear that spoken of. And farmers market sites are, don't know, probably ends in an S. What about this? If something droops, it sags. And Back to the Future actress Thompson, I'm not sure, Leah Thompson? That seems like the most plausible name. Farmers market sites. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave that blank for now, just to remind myself that I can't figure out what's going on there for some reason. Never mind. Tiny salamanders are efts. Excuse me. And so farmers market sites are tents, and Back to the Future actress Thompson is indeed Leia. There we go. Okay, great. Spell-offs are spelling bees, spelling competitions. And one might be graphic tee, a t-shirt. T-shirt with a graphic on it, literally. Okay, let's jump back up to where we left off here. Neighbor of Sudan, Chad, I would think. And the Hanged Man and the Chariot for 2. I'm not sure what this wants. What about this? Blank Life. And here, Guitar Clamp. A capo is a clamping device you affix to the neck of a guitar to sort of permanently, well, not permanently, but for the duration of time the capo is on the guitar, it will raise the, every note you play on the guitar will be some number of semitones higher depending on how high up on the neck you put the capo. It's almost as though you had a finger just permanently, well, again, not permanently, but it's almost as though you had a finger across all of the frets wherever the capo is, in addition to whatever you're playing on the guitar. Okay, can type. Oh, no, it's not can type. It's not is able to type. It's a type of can, an aerosol spray can. There we go. Blank Life. Why don't I see what that is? And I don't know what this is either. Arafat's group, the PLO, Palestine Liberation Organization. Blank Life. Oh, shelf life, as in a product, a perishable product. And reason to sleep with a night light, fear of the dark. So that was fun because got there with this F in the circle. So imagined how this would be filled. Fear we could spell in the circles and then of the dark. There we go. Very good. Oh, these are tarot cards. No wonder I didn't recognize them. I don't particularly know the tarot deck, I suppose, beyond the ones everybody kind of knows, like death and so on. Okay, Scandinavian inspired shoe brand. I don't know. Is it Danska or something? I'm not sure. Early vehicle that could take up to 30 minutes to start. I'm not sure what that is. Interesting. To screw up is to err, to make a mistake. What's blank name? Well, this could be what's his name or what's her name. Organization in the Born Identity. I think it was probably the CIA. I mean, I did see that film, but it was quite a long time ago. Okay, so what's his name after all? We have that resolved. Writer Gay Talese, the oops, I spelled that incorrectly. Journalist known, I think, probably most famously for Frank Sinatra Has a Cold magazine reportage, profile of Frank Sinatra. And then here we have Scandinavian-inspired shoe brand. So, right, it does look like Danska something. That just seemed like what that word would be. But I don't know what letter it is here, an E or an A, I would think. Positions could be roles. Oh, Donsko, maybe? That sounds weird, but maybe. Let's just look at some crosses first. Yours truly, alternative, best. Assails with into, tears into. And positions are rates? Is that right? So you could say he positions this at number 5, he rates it at number 5. Is that what that means? I guess that's right. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll leave that for now and just come back to it. I just don't like how it sounds. Full of noxious vapors. And pop singer Simpson, I don't know. Catch-22 character. Or as a character from Catch-22 I vaguely remember. I'm pretty sure. The Joseph Heller novel. And place to see a Matisse in New York City, probably MoMA, the Museum of Metropolitan Art. Biometric scan identifier, maybe. Biometric scan identifier. So what are your biometric scan? Your fingerprints or your what? Your sort of eyes, I guess, or prefix with century or sentence, mid-century, mid-sentence, and jerk. A jerk is an ass, I suppose. Right, so what is this? Biometric scan identifier, maybe. I'm not sure what that is. And early vehicle that could take up to 30 minutes to start. Oh, miasmic might be full of noxious vapors. There we go. So your iris. It is your eyes. Okay, biometric scan identifier, maybe. Your iris in particular in your eye. Oh, a steam car, maybe? An early vehicle that could take up to 30 minutes to start? That's interesting. Oh, and here we have a prized possession for numismatists. Numismatists, is that how you say that? I'm not sure. Let's delete steam car for now, just in case. A smidge is an iota, and Rap's Wu-Tang Clan. Unknown people in slang. Randos, there's a bit of relatively modern slang. And just one little bite. I'm not sure. What about this? David Ortiz had 1,768 of them for short. I am going to guess that well, I'm not guessing, but the for short definitely means this is an abbreviation. The thing I was going to guess is that it's maybe RBIs. I'm guessing this is maybe a baseball thing. And it's what, runs batted in? Is that what it is? I learned that from somebody leaving a comment on the crossword a few months ago, I think. Grey Wolf Lobo, I think. And children's author Blyton, Enid Blyton. Classic children's author. If something is not yet completed, it's still to do. Italian for it is Esso. Is that right? Pop singer Simpson. Ashley Simpson? It looks like an unusual spelling of Ashley. But I don't think this is going to be a Y. So maybe it is Ashley. And then, okay, prized possession for numismatists. What are numismatists? They're people who collect rare coins. Is that what it is? I think I mixed that up maybe recently with philatelists who collect stamps. But these are coins. And I can spell coin. So sorry. So what is this? Oh, it's just coin collection. Okay, never mind. Coin collections, rather. All right, that was simpler than I was making it. And so Esso, Italian, and then a sales with into. Okay, it's not tears into. I thought so. That did make this strange. So laces into. If you assail somebody, you lace into them verbally, usually. So positions or roles. Oh, this is Donsko. After all, boy, that is just not what I expected. Fair enough. Not familiar with the brand. All right, World War II zone abbreviation. I'm not sure. Psilocybin alternative for short. LSD. Psilocybin is also a psychotropic drug. Just one little bite. A taste, I guess. Oh, that's funny. I wasn't expecting the indefinite article there, the A in the taste. And so this is indeed a steam car. I'll have to look up, I don't know, photographs or descriptions of steam cars. I'm sure I've heard of them or seen them before, but I'm not certain. I just said I'm sure, but I'm not certain. But I don't really remember, is what I meant to say. And there it is. All right, that was the Wednesday puzzle. I think that was a fairly approachable Wednesday puzzle, maybe on the easier side for a Wednesday. And I suppose maybe that's because we did have a theme that actually required a bit of solving in order to understand and enter each clue. So let's just review these briefly. The information not typically found in the yellow pages is a home phone number. The creative activity for grade schoolers is arts and crafts. The reason to sleep with a nightlight may be fear of the dark. And finally, prized position for numismatists or numismatists, probably numismatists, I guess, I don't know, are coin collections. And there we have it. That is the Wednesday puzzle. I think that was a good, solid Wednesday puzzle. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I went through it fairly smoothly, I think. Let me know if you had the same experience or if you found this one tricky in any particular way. I think I don't recall there being very many difficult crosses. I suppose if you didn't know Ashley Simpson or Grey Wolf as Lobo, that could be tough. Although this Ashley came together pretty well. The only strange thing was the double E rather than EY, but it would be very odd to put a Y here. So I think most of these you could find your way to the proper answer logically. Very surprised by Donsko. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, that's that for the Wednesday puzzle. And in fact, I actually don't think there were any corrections from yesterday's puzzle. There were quite a few comments about the ATM machine answer, and people who were, as I expected, there were people who were a little disgruntled about that, which is fair enough. But I don't think there were any actual corrections to any of my statements, which is I don't mind getting them at all, but it is sometimes a bit of a relief when that happens. So anyway, that's that, I suppose, for today's puzzle. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the video in general. If so, please do subscribe to the channel and tell a friend, I suppose. I've not requested that in quite some time, actually, now that I think about it. So if you do think you know somebody who might enjoy this series, pass it on to them. Oh, also, yesterday, I don't know if I'm going to be doing this every day. I can't keep adding new videos to my list every day, but I did record another 1-minute YouTube short of myself solving something called Crossword, which is a new daily word puzzle, and it's very interesting. It's essentially a 5x5 mini crossword, but when you solve that, you use that 5x5 grid, which has some colored cells within it. You use that as a 5x5 Wordle grid to then figure out the ultimate answer to the puzzle, which is indicated by the Wordle style shading in the crossword grid. So it's very clever. I did well, not the first. I think it was number 9, but my first yesterday in a video, and I mean I think I made it by a few seconds in the minute. It was definitely I would say it was more of a frantic challenge to solve that in a minute than it was for me to solve the regular Wordle in a minute. So we'll see if I have it in me to keep trying that each day. But that's anyway. That one is up on the channel if you're interested in it, and if I have time today, I'll do that as well. But I'm not sure. Anyway, it's called Crossword, and that's up on the channel as well. And of course, in the description field in that video, there's a link to where you can play it yourself. All right, that's that. I'll be back tomorrow for the Thursday puzzle. That will be a more involved theme, definitely. So I hope you join me for that. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Wednesday, and welcome to June. All right, take care.